This building right here is one of the original depot of the Illinois Central Railroad, opened in 1926 for Paducah, Kentucky. And over there is an old manufacturing building, manufacturing plant right here in Paducah, Kentucky. Let's get it. I'm back, and it's your boy P9, and I am coming to you from Paducah, Kentucky. I'm in Paducah, which is the county seat of McCracken County, located in the western part of Kentucky, and it is located at the confluence of the Tennessee and Ohio rivers, halfway between the cities of St. Louis, Missouri and Nashville, Tennessee. And this site right here is Broadway Methodist Church. It is Paducah's oldest institution, which was founded in 1832. And the original location was located at the corner of Broadway and 4th Street, but it relocated in 1896 to the present site here at Broadway and 7th Street. So Judge Sutton Bishop and the old judge priest of Irwin's Cobbs were members of this church. So I'm walking down Broadway Street, which is the main drag through downtown Paducah. So Paducah is located not too far from the Illinois state line. So it's on the far western end of the state. And you can see right here, this is like an arts and crafts type shop right here. Beads and rugs, another artsy shop right here. So a lot of old brick buildings down on Broadway. Looks like they're doing some work in that building right there. Right here is a marker of the Duke of Paducah, Irwin Shrewsbury Cobb, born 1876, was one of Paducah's famous sons, a first-class humorist from a conversational gesture to a book wit who made all the world laugh with him. Author of more than 60 books, short story writer, recipient of O. Henry Award, movie actor, lecturer, Chevalier of the Legion of Honor, France, 1918. So Irvin Cobb is a name that's synonymous with Kentucky, Paducah specifically. So he was a author of more than 60 books. So I'll say he was you know, really really involved in his craft. And check this out right here. This looks like an abandoned building, but it looks like a very old abandoned building. It might not be completely abandoned, but this bottom portion of this section is abandoned. And this actually used to be a hotel. It was called Hotel Irvin Cobb. So it was named after the aforementioned Irvin Cobb. So there's like, I guess it's an apartment building now. This is a Catholic church right here. It's called St. Francis de Sales. St. Francis de Sales Catholic Church is the oldest church in Paducah, located on its original site, and it was purchased on May 8th, 1848 for $225 by Father Elisha Durbin. So this is the first church built in 1849 and was enclosed with a fence as livestock roamed at large at the time. So this used to be, I guess, an enclosure for livestock, but this is a Catholic church that's been sitting there since 1848. So pretty much every building, it seems like, on Broadway has a marker, a historical marker in front of it. So I think that's really nice. Right across the street over there is the Guthrie building. So this is where the draft board took place back in World War II. It was established in 1897. So that's the Guthrie board, the Guthrie building. And then you have it, here goes a theater right here. It's called the Columbia. Extremely old building, as you can see. Even some of the paint is peeling off of the brick, as you can see right there. So they even have a movement called Save the Columbia. So this is basically, I guess that's an effort to preserve this classical building. There was a law office over here as well. Alvin Barkley, Congressman, U.S. Senator, and Vice President, began practice of law here in 1901, as you can see right here. And here's a Civil War marker. This is where the Union headquarters was for the Union Army. So because of its location at the confluence of the Ohio and Tennessee rivers at the northern terminus of the railroad, Paducah was a strategic location throughout the war. Large numbers of troops and supplies passed through Paducah on their way to campaigns in the lower South. Union headquarters were located here, a more convenient location than Fort Anderson for those with business to conduct with the city's commander. So there was a Battle of Paducah that took place right here in Paducah. So it has a pretty big Union Civil War history. So I would guess this is the headquarters right here in this building, which is now called the Arcade. And that building right there is the United States Post Office and Courthouse. Sits at the corner of Broadway and 5th Street. I want to go get, no, let me go this way for now. And they have a campaign poster right here for the district judge, Jenny Hughes. So she's running for the district judge right here in McCracken County. Election season is upon us, so you know, definitely get out there and vote. Definitely get out there and vote if you want to be part of the change in your community. But make sure when you vote, make sure your vote is an educated and informed decision. Definitely do your research. You don't want to just put anybody in there. You want to put the right person in there. So I'll check this out. This is a distillery. There's a lot of distilleries here in Kentucky, by the way, Kentucky and Tennessee. But as you can see right here, they have, I like this little seat right here. I think it's made out of wood. It looks pretty cool. Alcohol won't solve your problem, but neither will milk. I don't know about that. That milk builds strong bones. Excuse me. All right.
Piano bar.
Like they put making some quilts. Oh, that's another thing I want to mention. Paducah is known for its quilt manufacturing or production, whatever you want to call it. So quilts are very popular here. For those that are interested in quilts. And you have this building right here, which is the US Bank building.
Italy.
This is interesting. This is called what's it, Tony Paints, Noni underscore paints. I can't really tell what that is, but here it is right up close. So one with color side up, fold in half, then unfold in both directions. With white side up, fold in half diagonally, then unfold both directions. Huh, is this supposed to be like origami? Looks like origami to me when you talk about folded pieces of paper. But it's a cool sculpture though. Not sculpture, I'm sorry, mural or painting. It's like that word sculpture is embedded in my brain. See so many of them. But yeah, there goes another historic building over there, and it has a boutique shop called BBQ and More. So far down Broadway, I've saw a lot of boutique shops and shops that sell quilts. So a couple of restaurants and bars as well. American Red Cross. Okay, so American Red Cross is like a relief program. You know, helps for relief in the event of a flood, tornado, fire, things of that nature. So they have their McCracken County Red Cross here in Paducah. And down this street, it looks like, where am I? I'm at the corner of Broadway and 3rd Street. This is 3rd Street right here. I see they got a bar over there called the Silver Bullet. We have a gym right here. Outdoor Center, Hooper's Outdoor Center. We have a cigar bar across the street over there called the Old Fashioned Cigar Bar. And they got a barbecue supply company. It's a nice building right here, by the way. Those might be apartments up there. I'm not sure. But this used to be a hardware store back in the late 1890s. It was called Hank Bros and Jones Hardware. But yeah, you have a barbecue supply company right here. Doesn't look like they're open right now. I don't know. I can't really tell. Antique shop right here. How you doing? Let me see. Right here it says $5 bought Paducah. Yeah, $5 bought a lot of things back in 1800s. But in 1827, General William Clark purchased 37,000 acres of land, including the site on which Paducah now stands, for $5. This land, part of the Revolutionary War grant to his brother George Rogers Clark, was secured from George Woolfolk of Louisville, who had been named administrator of George Rogers Clark's estate when he died. Okay. Yeah, $5 brought a lot. $5 bought you land back in the day. At least back in the mid 1800s. And check this out right here. This is in front of the Yeiser Art Center, gallery and gift shop. You have this pig that's painted in different designs. You have the floral designs, and you have like the little pink with green. It looks like something you would put on a bandana. And you have this right here. I think this is called a yak or something. I'm not sure, but it's nice. It has the horns on it. Let me walk down this part right here real quick. Max's Cafe brick oven. So you have a few people sitting outside enjoying lunch. It's now a little after 12, so and this right here, I guess it's called the Market House Museum. Finkel's Fair Stores. The Carson Center for the Performing Arts. There goes the building right over there. The building looks pretty modern. Doesn't look like it's been standing too long. Rotary Club of Paducah. So we coming up on the Iron Horse Memorial. This Mikado type steam locomotive is dedicated to Illinois Central men and women past and present, and to the importance of the railroad to Paducah's history and commerce. Number 1518 is the last Iron Horse owned by the ICRR. Engines built or rebuilt in the Paducah shops many years until 1960, played prominent role in the age of steam. Okay. So there goes that locomotive right over here. And we right over here actually by the Ohio River, which we'll get to in just a second. But there's like a myriad of murals over here that are really nice. Represents the industrial age of the city. Welcome to Atomic City. And here goes the locomotive up close, as you can see. 1518 of the Illinois Central Railroad. And it's actually ran through not only Paducah but Chicago and New Orleans. So it operated, I guess Chicago and New Orleans were the major cities, and Paducah was one of the intermediate stops on the line. But check this out, they even have a map right here. As you can see, they have Lake Michigan. You have Wisconsin and Milwaukee right over there. And you have Chicago, as you can see. Gary, Kankakee, Champaign, Illinois. And there goes Carbondale, okay? And then you have this image right here of the Paducah Railroad Depot, and they had a freight house right here. Illinois Central Railroad Hospital. So they have a lot of murals over in this area, along with this locomotive that illustrate the industrial history of Chicago, or excuse me, Paducah. There goes Mississippi right there. There's also Tennessee. We just missed it. It's Memphis. So this is really cool. Arkansas right there. This is really cool. I did not expect to see this. Goes Vicksburg, Jackson, and Natchez, Mississippi. There goes Baton Rouge, Louisiana, New Orleans. So that pretty much was the entire route. So that route ran all the way from New Orleans and Chicago, and those are all the stops along the way. Wow. As you can see, Paducah, Louisville, and Memphis. Rail lines map. I guess these are a bunch of what, Boy Scouts? Okay. Looks integrated. I see a brother right here. You know. Got another brother looks like right there. Okay, cool, cool. U.S. Marine Hospital. There goes the nurse delivering the baby. This is courtesy of, I think all of these are courtesy of Dafford Murals. As you can see right here, Dafford Murals, 2005. So shout out to Dafford Murals. I definitely have to give credit where credit's due, you know. I don't know, let me see. And I didn't realize, I just noticed that it looks like they have these markers right here that talk about, you know, there's one right here that talks about union labor, which helped build Paducah, including the flood wall on which this mural appears. So this is, okay, so this is a flood wall. I figured that's what that was. It's a flood wall. So yeah, you have all these murals. That's dope. That's dope. That's really creative. Very creative. So it's just and it looks like there goes the artist right there, H. Rowe, if I'm not mistaken. And the Dafford Murals is like the company that I guess put the murals up. But they had a Coca-Cola bottle company, or excuse me, a Coca-Cola bottling company right here in Paducah as well. It was founded in 1903 by Luther Carson, as you can see right here. So you do have your markers. So Coca-Cola ceased operating in this facility in 2005. So they were manufacturing Cokes in Paducah from 1903 to 2005. So all right, cool. So each mural has its own like individual story, you know, like, or individual marker rather. It kind of gives you a history. Like, you know, this one is regarding the Carnegie Public Library right here. It was located on Broadway Street. And this was the Riverside Hospital, which was founded at the Civil War site of Fort Anderson in 1905. So again, you see the nurse delivering the baby. And the Marine Hospital Service. So they had a lot of hospitals that were situated here in Paducah, especially during the Civil War, to, you know, treat wounded soldiers. And this is the front of the locomotive. This is called Paducah's Railroad Heritage. This 282 Mikado number 1518, a baggage mail combination car, and a terminal caboose represent Paducah's railroad heritage, beginning with the first railroad line in 1855. Over the next 150 years, the 60-mile reach into Tennessee spread north, west, south, and east, and now involves 3 major railroad systems: a transcontinental connection with the construction of the Ohio River Bridge to Illinois in 1917, and the completion by the Illinois Central Railroad of the massive Paducah locomotive shops on Kentucky Avenue in 1929. So there's a series of railroad companies that actually operate locomotives similar to this one. Okay, Illinois Central. So again, this was back when passenger railroad travel was the pretty much the optimal method of transportation, you know, transcontinental, before they were phased out by automobiles. So they carried the baggage, I guess, in this particular section of the locomotive. And there's more of them down here too. There's more murals that going further down this way. I think I'm gonna go check those out as well. Ah, that's dope. And they even have a little door or little opening right there. It leads to the waterfront, which I'm gonna go to in just a second. I just want to get some more of these murals. H. Rowe did a great job with these murals, by the way, courtesy of Dafford Murals. But as you can see, there goes the river boats right there. So you got the people gathering around to see the river boats. So Paducah has long been the foremost hub of the inland marine waterways. Wow, I had no idea. But see, you know, you don't really hear a lot of people talk about Paducah. It's not like a household name like that in a lot of people's, you know, brains. But, you know, it's an extremely important city, especially as it pertains to marine waterways that are inland. And there goes, you know, those are ships being manufactured too. Ships being built. So being that this is the Midwest, a lot of these rivers, like, they basically merge together. You know, you have the confluence, again, you have the confluence of Ohio and Tennessee rivers, and you also have the confluence of the Cumberland and Mississippi rivers, primarily like in Tennessee. And this right here, that's the River Heritage Museum right there. So they have, you know, displays and artifacts regarding the history of the Ohio River as it pertains to Paducah. Paducah's first homecoming ends in blaze. Wow, so they even have like a mural of the front page of the newspaper. And there goes the Native Americans right there. You know, of course, the native peoples right here along the riverside of Paducah. You know, I think they're where who were they? The Chickasaws were the original inhabitants. And you know, of course, the river was a major source of water, and they also used the land to grow crops. So, you know, you had the fertile soil right by the river. Speaking of, I knew sooner or later we would see the murals of the Chickasaw tribes, as you can see right here. Okay, it's Herb Row. It said H Row on the other murals, but it's Herb Row who actually did these paintings. So he did an excellent job with these paintings. So Herb Row did all of these murals. Dang, man, I know he got broke off something real nice. This is the Kincaid Mounds. And there goes the tribes, just basically communicating and you know, interacting, living amongst each other. George Rogers Clark. So that's when they were coming on this expedition to America. And here's a map of Paducah, Kentucky, established in 1873. Wow. The Battle of Paducah. So of course they're going to have the Civil War paintings. Okay, so at one point in time, Paducah was known for strawberries. So there were strawberries that were harvested and cropped here, and especially in the 1940s. So I did not know strawberries were were, you know, grown right here in Paducah. And this is Broadway, Paducah's main street. You see the Columbia right there. And this was back, you know, back when it was, this is the 1940s. So this is when these cities start becoming more, you know, you see the automobiles. At that time, it was basically becoming more modernized with buildings and street signs and, you know, the neon lighted signs on the theater. So yeah, this basically just highlights the history through paintings. This is, you know, with the advancements in technology with telephones. You know, they had the telephones with the rotary dials. You know, then they had the switchboards right there. Again, shout out to Dafford Murals and Herb Row for doing all of these nice paintings right here. This is like a motorcycle gang with their Harley, well, I don't know if they're gang, I don't know, but they're just a group of people riding motorcycles and, you know, riding their Harley Davidsons. And here it is right here. Welcome Paducah, wall to wall portraits of our past in murals. designed and painted by Robert Dafford of Lafayette, Louisiana. So these are all the painters right here. It looks like Herb Grove, Benny Graff, Doug Dafford, Mike Doherty. And it's a Wall to Wall is a private, non-profit, all volunteer. Now I'm over here by the waters of the riverfront. So this is the Ohio River right over here. And down that way is the dock for the boats. So let's go this way. The sun is out now, real heavy. Remember, I started my day in Clarksville, Tennessee, and it was real. I mean, it was pretty chilly. It was pretty nippy, like low 50s. Now it's like 77 degrees outside. It feels good though, because it's still kind of a breeze in the air to balance it out a little bit. And it's definitely nice to walk or just kind of take in the sun, soak up the sun, or take a bike ride along the riverside. And see, that little rhyme right there was definitely unintentional. But I like how these rocks are situated over here. You can have these little bricks right over here, like cinder blocks, I guess. They have a little shoreline right over there. Couple of benches right here. So let me go further up here, because there's like a little trail up this way. Another marker that shows the federal occupation of Paducah in 1861. General Ulysses Grant and all his staff right over here. Port of Paducah, Kentucky, welcome. Few big historical names right here. General George Rogers Clark visited this spot 1778. General Ulysses S. Grant landed here September 6, 1861 to occupy Paducah for Federal Union. And Captain Jack B. Slee laid first successful submarine cable in 1847. It reached from foot of Campbell Street to Illinois shore. Okay. So they just basically just came over here and invaded. Well, there you guys have it. That is the riverfront of Paducah, Kentucky on the Ohio River. Walking back down Broadway Street. It's the Barrel and Bond. It's like a bar over here. Forever Street Creamery.
I'm New Zealand, but she's Australian. She's from Western Australia.
Okay. Well,
That's an alleyway right there. Peep this collection of buildings right here, and in the middle is split by what's called Maiden Alley over there. And look, the faceless scarecrow. This is Halloween season. This is the fall, so so you're gonna see some Halloween stuff up, of course. Underneath that gazebo, there's a little jack-o'-lantern. Let me walk down this way. Broussard's Cajun Cuisine. Nice, like a nice little restaurant. Got a nice little ambiance to it. Here it is right here for those quilters out there, people who are into quilts. They do have a National Quilt Museum right here in Paducah, Kentucky. As I mentioned earlier, quilt production is a major thing here in Paducah. It has a long history of quilt production. And here is a sculpture, and it's called On the Trail of Discovery by George Lundin. And it basically just talks about how Meriwether Lewis and William Clark wound their way westward, and they encountered many indigenous people. So again, these indigenous people, especially in Paducah, were the Chickasaws, and they were the original inhabitants. And the Native Americans portrayed here, as you can see, represent those who helped Lewis and Clark through their travels to the Pacific Ocean. The flag that the child is holding right here, and the Thomas Jefferson medal, were gifts given to those original people of America. Taking artistic license, George Lundeen added Sacagawea coins to the ears of the Native American, and Paducah to the map held by William Clark. So that's William Clark over here. He's holding the map. It's interesting to note that in 1803, Meriwether Lewis paid $20 for his Newfoundland dog, Seaman. So that's Meriwether Lewis. He paid $20 for this dog right here. Again, $20 got you a lot back in the 1800s. I wish $20 could stretch that much nowadays, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah. So this is, again, On the Trail of Discovery by George Lundeen. Shout out to George Lundeen for these dope sculptures right here. And this is Sacagawea, by the way. Got the knife right there and the spear in the right hand. So and this is right outside here at the National Quilt Museum. But this is the building right here. And nearby they also have a downtown farmers market. Nothing going on right now, otherwise I would have went over there and got me some fresh produce. So the National Quilt Museum opened in 1991 and founded by Meredith and Bill Schroeder. As you can see right here. Goes an antique shop right there. It was an exchange store way back in the 1800s. As I make my last stroll downtown, this literally might be the tallest building in Paducah. It's the U.S. Bank Tower. And here I am, right back on Broadway, around where I started earlier. With that in mind, peeps, thank you so much for watching this vlog today. And if you like what you saw, please hit the like button. And also, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell as well. That way you can get notifications every time I drop a new vlog. And with that in mind, good people, thanks again for watching this vlog today. And take care. See you on the next one. Peace.